Okay. Hi everyone. So today we have nutritionist Anshul with us. She has been in this field from the last 16 years and she's been transforming lives. She's been helping people lose weight, get healthy overall, manage diabetes, manage PCOS, and she also deals with, help women after they get pregnant, manage their health and when they want to conceive also. So today it's a very specialized session because PCOS awareness month is going on. There's a lot of talk around women with PCOS suffer with issues such as conceiving, or they have issues when they want to conceive basically. So we'll be talking about that, and she'll also tell us in general what foods or what practices you can follow in if you and your partner are trying to conceive. And this session is both for male and female. So let's go ahead. And Anshul, you wanna start? You wanna say anything before we go ahead with the questions?
Yes, as you also mentioned that this is a PCOS awareness month, and yes, this is one of the major concerns that whenever a girl is diagnosed with PCOS, the first thing that comes to her mind is that there will be difficulty in conceiving. It is, in a way, a myth as well because it is not a generic thing with everyone. So, a factor which is a blocker when you're trying to conceive stress, kind of get pre-attached to, whenever you get diagnosed with such a condition. So yes, there are many myths around the same this question or this statement, and I think with this session we will be able to clear some of these myths and also make it a little bit simpler for them that yes, what they can do at their level on daily basis to improve the chances as well.
So let's go ahead and dive into the questions. First
Yeah.
is like, how is food and fertility connected? What's the connection?
Yeah, so yes, time and again, the researches and studies have proven that, like we say that we are what we eat. So there is a nutrition requirement that your body is looking at from the external sources. So you need to complete it, and that's the reason that we eat food. We eat food for energy, we eat food for protection, we eat food for immunity, we eat food for growth, development, and in all these basic functions that body takes place and the organ systems that are attached, reproduction, fertility, is also reproductive health is also a part of that body functioning. So obviously food does play a role in that sector as well. And studies has also proven that people who are largely on a healthier diet regime, they have a better egg and sperm quality. So that has been proven also. So yes, food that you eat plays, because we have also seen a vast difference. Earlier there was only food that was being sourced from home and the local markets, but now that body is exposed to various environments and various cuisines and various cultures and even lifestyles, time and again, every 5 years you might have a change. So it is very important for you to have a consistent baseline, so that will what will basically affect your systems, and that also includes fertility and your reproductive system. So yes, food plays an important role in managing or in improving your fertility.
Hmm. So it's like basically overall health, right? Like food along with your lifestyle, your activity. It's not like you
Absolutely.
can just have a healthy diet and the sperm count or the egg will be healthy, right? So it's
Absolutely.
like an overall health. Okay. So
Absolutely.
now that we talk about PCOS, um, what is the condition there? Why there's a myth? I don't know if it's a myth. You tell me if it's a myth that women with PCOS can get pregnant, or there are issues with their fertility. Like what happens when a woman is diagnosed with PCOS?
Right. So it's a myth when we generalize this statement. So it is not generic. Like you have an example, I am sitting in front of you and I had PCOD, I got pregnant naturally, conceived naturally, and also gave birth, with normal delivery. So it is a myth that, because there are variety of symptoms. So PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, obviously is a, it's many factors and many symptoms are attached with this syndrome, and some might have some symptoms, the other might have others. And the way how you diagnose this is via ultrasound and also via detailed blood profile of your hormonal levels. So there are various hormones that are attached when it comes to your ovulation, egg quality, what are the stages that it's passing through, whether it's converting into cyst or whether it is not reaching to that level that it can be fertile or fertilized. So all this has to be diagnosed properly. So it's not that some people only have cyst in their ovaries and their hormonal profile, blood profile is completely fine. Their male hormones is not elevated, their prolactin is not elevated. So all these hormones play an important role. So where this blood hormonal count is a little bit haywire and the body is not able to produce eggs of those quality, the egg quality is not good or the ovulation is not taking place, your cycles are not going properly, then is where, yes, there can be an issue or a hindrance, I would say, with conceiving. Because if your ovulation cycle is not working properly, that means you are not aware of your period date and period cycle. So you will not be able to chart out an ovulation cycle there, and the days that you will be ovulating, and hence, when you try, you are not certain there. So it is all logical. But there also, when you work closely with your gynae and the medical professional, health professional, nutritionist you're working with, it can still be sorted. And there are cases, those who have conceived there and then also. So it is not impossible, where this word is attached that you cannot. So cannot is a very strong word. So it is not that you cannot conceive. It cannot be generalized. There is where the myth comes in.
Okay, so like you said that you also had PCOD and you conceived naturally. Uh, what all did you do? Anything that you consistently did, and you would like to share it with our audience, so that if someone is actually want to conceive and trying to planning to basically, then they can follow these steps.
Yeah. So, firstly, I, followed primarily a very, very healthy lifestyle all around for a good period of time. So it was not that when I was trying to conceive, only then I picked up a healthier lifestyle. So, so it's clean eating, mindful eating, consistent inclusion of the diet regime that you are trying to build, whatever food components that suit you, a regime that suits you. So building it around in a consistent way. So including things like nuts and seeds, it is very, very beneficial because it gives you good micronutrients, it gives you omega 3 6 fatty acids, which is very, very important for fertility, for reproductive health, for PCOS. So that, being consistent in that. And then it was not that eating smaller or frequent meals, nothing like that, but then building a system around what works for my lifestyle, where my appetite is strong. Eating early dinners really help me, because then, and you sleep also on time, both the things go hand in hand. People just maybe focus on eating early, but then they're sleeping post 12. That also creates a sugar imbalance, and many PCOS cases have insulin resistance or fluctuations in sugar levels. So that really hampers your progress in whatever health goal you're trying to achieve, whether it is weight loss that your doctor has asked you for, conceiving of a PCOS, or whether it is overall for your metabolism, which is related to your reproductive health. So, if you are creating those sugar fluctuations, it's going to hamper that progress and overall health and immunity as well. So, eating on time and then sleeping also on time with respect to that really helped on. I mean, I could see a huge difference in my energy levels there, and stamina and skin and hair health, which is a kind of concern with PCOS as well. So, building a consistent routine and then working out at least 5 to 6 times a week. And I was primarily walking. So it is also not mandatory for you to do something which is very, very hardcore. Whatever your body at that time allows. Many a times, PCOS women have pains and aches more often. So you have to build your stamina and muscle strength accordingly with time. Don't just jump onto a regime or an exercise level that you saw online. Go one step at a time, and it really will work out. Patience is very important in such processes. Yeah,
Right, and just to get it out there, this is not a general advice. Everybody is different. So this worked for Anshul, it might not work for you, or you
absolutely.
might need something extra, right? So do consult your nutritionist and your gynecologist, and they can, assess your body. They can tell you what will work
Absolutely.
for you, right?
Absolutely.
So, Anshul, would you want to also give us any example of your client who was, maybe trying to conceive and they successfully did, and what any one thing that you think really helped her?
Okay, so I do introduce seed cycling in their diet. So yes, there are a couple of, I mean, there are many females who have approached me and they had PCOS. Obviously, initially they approached me for weight loss only, because that is the first thing that they have on their mind. Because if they're trying to conceive, then obviously they have this thing in their mind that they will gain more weight when they conceive and during pregnancy. So they should be on a lighter weight altogether, and that also increases the chances. So seed cycling works in more than one way. One is that yes, you get some good micronutrients like selenium, zinc, also essential fatty acids from them. And then these seeds have been proven really beneficial in terms of the cycles, the first 14 days and the days after you get your periods, to regulate your hormones. So seed cycling is something that I include. The next thing that I lay focus on is what I talked about earlier also: timely dinners and sleep routine and water intake. Many a time, symptoms like acne, mood swings, appetite, all these are also attached to the low water intake that primarily now people are into. We are not habitual of drinking a lot of water or enough water, I would say, living in the systems and environment that we are. So water also is something that I focus on, and these three parameters really form a nice base, along with regular physical activity and the other things as well. Customizing their diet. So when you make a plan which revolves around the person's likability and lifestyle and routine and culture, that is something that they are more prone to following it in a consistent way. And consistency really matters. If you're consistent with the regime, then only your body will show the benefits of it. So yes, so we lay focus on these things.
Okay, okay. Are there any foods that one should avoid when they're trying to conceive?
Yes, processed food, sugar, refined sugar is something that also, it has proven literature. So studies have shown that if you are on a diet that is rich in junk, processed food, saturated fat, and processed sugar, then your fertility rates, your egg quality, sperm quality, it goes down. So again, it all comes down to the frequent eating out that today's lifestyle has got us into. So that needs to be brought down. So the more fresher, the more seasonal, the more local, the more home cooked meals you have, the more better you're able to manage that functioning of your body, and you assist your body in those functions.
Okay. So
Yeah.
apart from PCOS, like
Hmm.
in a woman's body, PCOS affects the fertility.
Hmm.
What happens? Are you aware of any lifestyle condition that might affect a man's fertility or any
It
hormonal imbalance?
See, when we talk about equality, so then obviously the eating wise or food wise, it is for both of them. Like, earlier we used to say that okay, alcohol or smoking is attached to more, mainly males, but this also comes under lifestyle, and this is something that will affect. But other than that, when you talk about hormonal, we are seeing cases of thyroid in males increasing in today's time. So that is something that affects your metabolism, and in turn will affect your sperm count or semen quality, and also stress levels. So we are in those stressful and sedentary lifestyles, and then managing finances, etc. So all of that, so stress also plays a very very direct role in, obviously, starting from your libido to your sperm quality to semen quality. It affects all of that. So we need to take care of that. So when we talk about males, I would say yes, all the dietary points that we discussed so far, and then the junk and stress.
Hmm. So, just like we'll end the live now, I think we have discussed a lot of things here. Anything that you would want to mention for, maybe millennials or adults who have just started working, they have, just entered the workplace, maybe they've just entered their college, so they're very stressed about their studies and everything. So any two to three tips in terms of obviously diet and nutrition that they can quickly do it because obviously they don't have time.
Okay,
And that
so
will, yeah, go ahead.
absolutely. The first point is that be aware of your current health status. Mostly people do not get their health checkups done unless and until, yes, in COVID era most of them have after a fever because it was mandatory, but we don't get it too often. And we have been inside for 2 years, and vitamin D and B12 and iron levels are affected a lot in most of the people that we are seeing cases. So it's very important that you get these tests done, know your current health status, and include supplements what needs to be, and then improve your diet in that parameter as well. Because if you keep doing everything on a superficial level without knowing what's happening inside or where you are low and where medical intervention needs to be done, then nothing will work. And these two vitamins are they set the base for your metabolism, so you need to get them right. And we are very prone to getting low levels of this. Secondly, pre-planning. Plan ahead. Pre-prep, even on daily basis, you sit at night, and if you can plan your next day routine and your meals, you can align with that. There are very simple meals that you can make very quickly, ranging from smoothies to salads to sandwiches. These are something which doesn't require too much of a prep. It's just that you can arrange your grocery over the weekend, and you can pre-prep and pre-plan just one day in advance that okay, tomorrow I have, I can do something in the morning. So then you can resort to some elaborate cooking. You don't have time, you can pre-prep for a smoothie. You can keep a banana in the fridge, you can make overnight oats. You can, but you'll have to have ingredients for that. So pre-planning is very very important. So pre-plan, and then keep some healthy snacks around you in your bag, so that all of that sudden hunger pangs, you're not reaching out to something junk. And never skip your breakfast. If you skip your breakfast, you're bound to get cravings in the evening and the night time, and you will give in to that. So yes, some tips that one can start with, and they can see the difference themselves in management.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's with every disease, most of the lifestyle diseases, that you need to just focus on your lifestyle, right? If you're
Right.
eating well, your mental health will also improve, your overall body will
Absolutely.
improve, your heart
Absolutely.
health, your liver health, everything will start improving once you start, exercising, eating well, be positive, right? So
Absolutely.
that was an amazing session. I think you gave a lot of information about fertility, how fertility is connected with food, and your lifestyle, obviously. So I hope that people get a lot of information. And if you have, I'll save the live. If you have any
Sure.
questions, please drop in, and Anshul will try and answer your questions.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for having me, Palak.
Thank
Okay,
you.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye.